Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Isabel Martinez from Universidad Jaume I. Welcome to this presentation on the pedagogical proposal entitled Transformative Pedagogy, Unleashing the Potential of Google Bard in Academic Writing Instruction. In this presentation, we will explore the potential of AI-powered tools such as Google Bard as a writing support for students. I will detail all the steps that need to be followed to bring this activity to successful fruition in the EFL environment. It is undisputable that AI is revolutionizing and posing challenges to conventional perspectives in several spheres, and education is no exception. Artificial intelligence in education, as PCs before it, or any innovation that comes out to the market, is not without its detractors. On both sides, educators and learners, in this case, in the education environment. However, there is no doubt that it has transformed the educational landscape by providing personalized learning experiences, enhanced assessment processes, heightened written production, and intelligent tutoring systems. Research has found that AI-powered tools can tailor instruction to individual students' needs, provide real-time feedback, and adapt to each student's learning pace and style. Now, this personalized approach can significantly enhance student engagement, motivation, and sometimes achievement. Additionally, studies have shown that AI-based systems can automate grading and assessment tasks, allowing more time for educators to focus on more personalized interactions with students. Regarding language learning, AI has been a game changer, and it has caused a turning point in the way languages are learned or are going to be learned and studied, as it can offer immersive and engaging language learning experiences. AI-powered language learning tools could be used to provide personalized feedback, as I said, on pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, helping learners to develop fluency and accuracy. Additionally, AI-based virtual language tutors could provide real-time conversational practice, simulating real-world interactions and enhancing language skills. Nevertheless, there are ethical considerations to bear in mind when applying this software to a learning environment, and awareness needs to be raised both among educators and learners. For the pedagogical proposal at hand, Google Bard, an AI-powered chatbot, is to be employed as a writing assistant for essay and report writing in the EFL classroom in a higher education environment. Google Bard was the chosen tool instead of others like ChatGPT, given that students did not have to sign up, as they already had access to it with their institutional accounts. The objective of this pedagogical proposal is threefold. It aims to assess the effectiveness of Google Bard in improving the academic writing skills of future translators and interpreters, enhanced collaborative writing and feedback processes among students, and investigate the impact of technology integration on student engagement and motivation in the academic writing context. This pedagogical proposal has been designed to be implemented in the English module taught in the second year of translation and interpreting degree at the Spanish University. The participants are a mixed group of 105 students, although not all participants took part in the task. They are of heterogeneous linguistic backgrounds, including monolingual Spanish students, bilingual in Spanish and Catalan, and other minority whose first language is neither. However, they all share a genuine interest in language learning. 49 of those learners are learning German, while the other 56 French as third languages as part of their curriculum. Regarding their proficiency level in English, it ranges from B2 to C2. The pedagogical proposal has been developed based on the assumption that all students have acquired a B2 level, considering that most students have successfully completed the corresponding module in the first year, which is equivalent to that level. Therefore, learners should already be familiar with the format of the writing tasks proposed. It must be said that using generative AI in a language learning environment can be counterproductive, and some of you might be a bit reluctant, as the learner might become overly dependent on the tool and be detrimental to the learning process. However, it was deemed appropriate to implement it at this level to explore the benefits that it might bring to eval writing, since they already have a strong language foundation and are considered independent learners. If structured in proportion to learners' linguistic knowledge and writing skills, generative AI could aid, boost not just linguistic skills, but also 21st century ones. Right, so for this pedagogical proposal, students had to complete 2 writings, an essay and a report in groups of 4. Upon being informed of the 2 types of writings they will have to produce, participants were tasked with forming the groups through a group selection activity facilitated in the institutional virtual classroom operated with Moodle. After that, the tasks were detailed, explaining what was expected in each of them. In this step, the format, functional language, register, and organization of both writings were specified. For the essay, learners were given the following instructions. You and your team have listened to a podcast about bridging cultural gaps between people of different nationalities and cultures. Write a collaborative essay discussing different ways to promote intercultural understanding. You should explain which way you think is more effective, giving reasons to support your opinion. In composing the essay, students had the option to either complete it independently or with the assistance of the aforementioned artificial intelligence software. A G-form was created to indicate their group's preference. In the event that AI-assisted writing was chosen, each member had to contribute about 150 words, as you can see on the left. Whereas if the traditional method was selected, they had to write about 200 words each, as you can see on the right. This disparity in word production was thought to compensate the time spent writing the accurate prompts to feed Google Bard. By the same token, there were 2 different report tasks. If students had decided to produce their essays with the aid of Bard, then they would complete option A, whereas if the opposite was true, they would complete option B. It was of paramount importance to offer an alternative to AI-supported writing production for ethical concerns in order to ensure an equitable and democratic environment. So option A went as follows. So you have written an essay for your English lesson using an AI tool. While completing the task, you have taken some notes on the use of generative AI in academic writings. Now your teacher has asked you to write a collaborative report about your experience. In your report, you should evaluate the software, explaining how it was or was not useful and whether it met your expectation, including examples of your text and prompts fed to the program, and adding the pros and cons of implementing AI software for writing in the foreign language classes. Finally, add some suggestions and recommendations for its use. Each member must write about 200 words. Write your report in an appropriate style. Whereas option B was quite different. So your university has forbidden the use of AI tools and has forced a return to pen and paper continuous assessment activities. But not all members of the student and lecturer bodies agree with this decision. The Vice Chancellor of Studies has asked you to conduct a survey and write a report. Your report should discuss how students and faculty members feel about the use of AI in education. You have also been asked to make recommendations about how it could be used. Each member must write about 250 words. Write your report in an appropriate style. The writing process should be carried out on Google Docs, considering that it creates a history of all the participants' contributions and it logs modifications, basically, which can be key in avoiding group tensions or unfair grading. The set Google Doc files were created by one of the group members and shared with the rest of the team members, as well as with the lecturer, with editing roles, following the document labeling instructions provided in the virtual classroom for the sake of organization, basically. By granting editor permissions to the lecturer at the initial stages of the writing process, the lecturer would be able to monitor progress, having the opportunity to offer learners timely feedback as appropriate before the due date. Additionally, during the writing process of both tasks, students were meant to provide peer feedback on all the group members' contributions by using the suggestions comment tools on the Google Docs. This was done with the intention that, theoretically, the resulting piece of writing would be a coherent whole with everyone's footprint throughout, rather than just piecing together individual fragments. Regarding the use of Google Bard as a support writing tool for the essay, students were given free rein with the only restriction of not feeding the tool any personal information, such as names, ID numbers, or similar. They could use it to brainstorm ideas, find synonyms, rephrase sentences, correct grammatical errors, improve their productions, you name it, always within the ethical and moral confines of academic standards. To put it differently, Google Bard could be used as a tutor who provides individualized instant feedback. Regardless of the use, it would then be detailed in the report. Now, as for the assessment, the evaluation of the writing assignment for both tasks aligns with the criteria set forth by Cambridge English Assessment in their C1 level exams. The set guidelines included descriptors for content, communicative achievement, organization, and language. These items evaluated different features. Firstly, the criteria assess whether the text produced by learners addressed the given tasks. Secondly, the effectiveness of the communicative action, including the ability to maintain a consistently appropriate register and tone. Thirdly, textual clarity, coherence, and organization of ideas, in which the appropriate use of linking devices is considered key. And lastly, the variety and complexity of vocabulary and sentence structures employed. Furthermore, the feedback provision included suggestions for improvement, comments on the positive and negative aspects of language use, and text organization, for which sometimes emojis were included to find an approachable tone. Right. When introducing innovation, there are inevitably advocates and critics. Regarding the education realm, some individuals may be well disposed to try less conventional approaches to teaching and learning, such as new AI or new technologies in general. However, there may be others who might be resistant to deviate from traditional approaches and prefer established methods. The integration of generative AI as a writing assistant in education is no less, and it is highly likely that it might generate divided opinions among education stakeholders. While its supporters might be eager to embrace the advantages it offers and in enhancing the writing skills and efficiency, its detractors might approach it with a pinch of salt. Now, this pedagogical initiative is poised to yield positive results in relation to the first objective in the first place. A notable improvement in the organization of ideas is anticipated. In the second place, we also envision a positive impact on the language variety regarding structural and lexical complexity. In the third place, it is believed that learners might be able to streamline their workflow, allocating time more efficiently. Generative AI, with its capacity to instantly generate content and provide assistance, might be perceived as a valuable time-saving tool. Conversely, despite the expected benefits, there may be limitations. Among the participants who decide to employ BARD for their writing, some might find it unhelpful, leading to questioning its effectiveness in genuine learning and intellectual development. There is a strong likelihood that learners over-rely on generative AI, which is a potential hindrance and peril to the cultivation of critical thinking skills and creation of knowledge. This degree of dependency might compromise academic integrity, which can prompt a cautious attitude in education stakeholders. Another expected outcome for the implementation of this pedagogical proposal might be the concerns about the authenticity of work produced for both educators and learners, potential involuntary plagiarism by generative AI software may lead students and lecturers to prefer traditional approaches to writing, where the emphasis is placed on individual effort and creative expression. As for the second objective, it might be inferred, based on previous research, that collaborative writing activities stimulate critical thinking, given that students are expected to engage in discussion and negotiate ideas to produce a coherent and cohesive written piece. By the same token, teamwork and communication skills are also developed. Learners might learn from different writing styles and perspectives as well. In regard to the third objective, literature shows that student engagement and motivation can be boosted with the integration of technology. Thus, it can be presupposed that with generative AI, it might also be the case, yet high quality performance is not assured. It must be said that the research design has undergone rigorous ethical review, ensuring compliance with ethical guidelines. The ethical landscape of this research is multifaceted and requires careful examination of the implication of learner participation. First and foremost, learners could not be required to use or register in a non-institutional tool. Therefore, given the institutional use of Google Workspace tools, it was deemed appropriate to use BARD instead of other generative AI tools. Furthermore, task completion with the support of AI tool could not be imperative either. Therefore, students were given two possible ways of completing the task, with BARD and without it. Moreover, learners were asked to be cautious with sensitive data, as prompts fed to generative AI might be used to train language models. Now, let's go to the conclusions now. Pedagogically speaking, the rapid integration of artificial intelligence into education brings forth transformative changes, presenting both students and teachers with a paradigm shift in the learning landscape. While the potential benefits are immense, it is crucial to acknowledge that not all students and educators might be prepared to welcome these changes. Educators and learners may find themselves navigating uncharted territory as AI becomes increasingly ingrained in educational methodologies. The challenge lies not only in adapting to the evolving technological landscape, but also in ensuring that adequate support and resources are provided to equip both students and teachers. Furthermore, balancing the enthusiasm for technological advancements with a thoughtful consideration of ethical implications is essential in fostering a constructive dialogue about the role of AI in academic settings. When implementing generative AI technologies in the classroom, it is of paramount importance that students are guided through the process. Rules of how to use it or what is acceptable should be established at the outset of the activity to avoid ethical conflicts. But thank you very much for listening. Now I will take your questions and comments in the section below. Thank you very much. Bye.